Crystal, what have you got for us?
Shortly after the Supreme Court issued their ruling striking down affirmative action in college admissions, a frequently viral liberal tweeter named Erica Marsh offered up this very eyebrow-raising analysis. Quote, "Today's Supreme Court decision is a direct attack on Black people. No Black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system, which is exactly why affirmative action-based programs were needed. Today's decision is a travesty." No Black person can succeed on merit? Yikes. Talk about the definition of the bigotry of low expectations. The tweet was almost perfectly calibrated to validate conservative arguments that liberals are the real racists, looking at minorities as a faceless blob in need of charity to assuage their own white liberal guilt. And so naturally, the tweet took off. It was quote tweeted tens of thousands of times, viewed over 27 million times. Prominent Republicans, people like Matt Gaetz, stoked this fire, and for some group of people who saw the tweet, it undoubtedly served to harden in their minds beliefs about what liberals really think, who they really are. Came a minor building block in their little mental caricature of Democrats or liberals or the left that is constantly being chiseled out by partisan media in these sorts of viral social media posts. But in a plot twist that should surprise no one in our current era of kayfabe pretend politics, the account probably a fake. The Washington Post did a little investigation into this Erica Marsh character and found that she does not appear to actually exist. The, quote, "proud Democrat in Washington," as she described herself on Twitter, doesn't show up in any local phone or voting records. The Biden presidential campaign, where she said she worked as a field organizer, has no record of her. Neither does the Obama Foundation, where she claimed to have volunteered. The photos that she used appeared to be digitally altered. She refused to respond to the post or provide any evidence of her existence as a real human being and not a character being crafted by God knows who with the goal of accomplishing God knows what. Now, the account has since been suspended from Twitter, but in her relatively short time there on that platform, less than 2 years, Erica had amassed a really large following by tweeting the most hilariously stereotypical liberal drivel that you can possibly imagine. One tweet proudly declared that she still wears 2 masks whenever I go out and support Ukraine. She also had a habit of copying verbatim viral tweets from other users to attention farm her own clout. You get the idea. Now, we have no clue who is behind this account. The Washington Post floats some sort of foreign malign influence campaign, maybe. Other Twitter users have posited it could be a right-wing op to make Democrats look as dumb as possible. It's also possible that Erica Marsh is a pseudonym adopted by a real person to share their actual views under a cloak of anonymity. We don't know. And in a certain sense, who really cares? Is sleuthing out the real identity of some random lib Twitter account a worthwhile use of the journalistic resources of the Washington Post? Almost certainly not. And the instinct to hunt down the truth of Erica Marsh is almost certainly from the same reflex that led reporters to credulously believe that some bad Facebook memes from a Russian troll farm were determinative in electing Donald Trump. To me, the bigger puzzle, though, is what this one fake lib stereotype rage bait account says about us, about our political dialogue, the weird ways it turns in on itself and becomes increasingly estranged from reality, but then also somehow leaks into that reality. After all, Erica Marsh is a fake person, but politicians and journalists who very much do exist engaged with this fake person, genuinely crafting reality out of the fakery. The real question to me is, how much of what we're doing in politics at this point is the equivalent of having arguments with Erica Marsh? Fake debates with fake people or political ideologies crafted to respond to fake cartoon character ideological stereotypes that we have allowed propagandists and algorithms to build up in our own minds. What exactly are we really doing here? I'm genuinely puzzled by it. When Biden ran in 2020, his campaign's best and most effective insight was that Twitter is not real life. They didn't respond to the reactionary online discourse of the day. They read the normie mood pretty well, did enough at least to scrape together enough votes to win the White House. Ron DeSantis, as we discussed earlier, polar opposite of that spectrum. Hyper online, rolling out campaign videos that would be downright incomprehensible to the overwhelming majority of Americans who do not spend their days tilting at Erica Marsh's. The politicians who are too online, too enmeshed in the fantasy world of the Erica Marsh type, they're hobbled when trying to win national elections, at least today. But it is a surefire way to attract clout. So yeah, Twitter is not real life, but some parts of Twitter escape into the wild, into real life, smuggled out by the politicians who build brands and chase clout in that world. And so we can't just dismiss the Erica Marshes as inconsequential when politicians and their most devoted followers and thinking and speaking and legislating, they're all doing this as if this is all actually real. And the truth is, we're easy prey. We're easy prey because we spend less time actually engaging in real life with people who are not ideologically aligned with us. We believe the caricatures because they don't have to bump up against reality very often, and because we've been persuaded to largely abandon politics as a real thing done in the real world with real people to achieve a real objective. In Bowling Alone, Robert Putnam tracks how we have receded from the active part of politics. We treat it more like a spectator sport. And of course, spectator sports, a lot more exciting with great villains to play great heels. Even the real people, though, on Twitter and on social media, we are also playing a part, responding to the rewards generated by algorithms and platform design in terms of service, treating ourselves on a daily basis to great moral conquests and pitch battles and getting a sense that we're really doing something approaching civic duty, playing our part in the great story that is our democracy, or at least so we imagine. Meanwhile, the big decisions are being taken at the Fed, or the Treasury, or on Wall Street, or in corporate boardrooms, where very real people take action to achieve very real goals, most often at our expense. In other news, this July 4th was the hottest day in recorded human history. The ocean, hotter than ever. Scientists are warning that the Earth's vital signs are flashing code red. Wonder what Erica Marsh might have said about it. Emily, this one really got me thinking. Hey guys, if you like that video, go to breakingpoints.com, become a premium subscriber, and help us build the best independent media organization on the planet.
That's right. We're subscriber funded. We're building something new. We want to replace these failing mainstream media organizations.
So again, to subscribe, it's breakingpoints.com.